about 2 weeks ago, on the 14th of October 2022, I reached 1,000 subscribers, which is a crazy amount to think about. So I thank each and every one of you that subscribed. In preparation, I also put out a short asking for you to send your questions for me to answer. Here I am to deliver my questions, or rather the answers to your questions. Some ranging from very silly little simple questions to some questions that I can rather elaborate quite a bit on actually. So let's get started, shall we? In the background will probably be some random, I don't know, Mario speedrun gameplay or something like that, just to keep your eyes visually entertained, while hopefully my voice keeps you audibly entertained, I guess. First question from unique username. I wonder if that is a unique username. But the question is, how old am I? I am 24 years old. I wonder, does that count as young? Does that count as like a young YouTuber? I feel like nowadays, a lot of YouTubers are getting younger and younger and younger. Like, most people are starting off in their teens and stuff like that. Although, then again, I guess most of the big YouTubers nowadays also started in their teens. Hopefully, I'm not too late to the party. Next up, from Otam? Do you like burgers? Well, that depends. Are we talking about burgers, the food, or burgers as in people from America? Because either way, yes. Next up, SpongeMan Ice Cone. Yes or no? After some heavy consideration, I think my answer to this is going to have to be a yes. After that, we have Ray, who says hi. Hello, Ray. Hopefully you are doing well. Thank you for taking the time to drop that very thought-provoking question there. Next up, Billy Bob Joe. How was my day? Well, today is currently the 30th of October. Nice Sunday afternoon. I will say I'm feeling pretty good. I just finished one of my classes for my master's degree. I will say things are going to go downhill from here because I'm going to have to start working on my assignments that are due next week. But here's the key, and you can use this yourself. If you don't look at your assignments to know what you have to do, you can't worry about what you have to do because you don't know what you have to do. That's a little trick that you can use right there for yourself. Dak is Goat asks, tell us your favorite pickup line. Now here's the thing though. I never use pickup lines, so I don't really have one. And even if I did have a pickup line, I don't think I'm the type of guy that you should be asking for help getting a woman with pickup lines. You're better off looking for somebody that can actually get girls, unlike me. Next up is this little cat face guy from my TikTok actually, who says, you got banned from YouTube, and well, for legal reasons, I'm gonna say, no I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. After that we have hashtag BlueGamersForLife2. What is my favorite flavor of person? I'm gonna assume that when you say flavor, you mean like personality, like what type of people do you like? And say that my favorite type of person are the people that they don't worry about lying or stuff like that. They speak their mind very openly. They don't try and hide what they say or say lies to, you know, please other people and stuff like that. They just say what's on their mind, say what they think without any filter. That's what I'm hoping you're asking. If you're asking like flavor as in their taste, as in like eating people, we might have a bit of a problem here, Blue Gamers for Life. Let's see, next up is from Anonymous. Can we check your search history? Actually, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Yes, you can. You can check my search history. Just give me 1 second to do some things, and then I can show you my search history. Let me just open Chrome and... Alright, there we go. Now you can look at my browsing history. And as you can see, it is perfectly clean. Nothing to worry about here. It is all nice and clean. After that, the Batman 9000 asks, what is the best way to hide a body without getting dirty? Just asking for a friend. Batman, is your friend by any chance that the possible cannibal from earlier, the Blue Gamers for Life? I feel like you two have a bit of a weird thing going on here. I will say, not that I'm speaking from experience, what I've seen in some TV shows is that they cut the body up and then they flush it down the toilet or something like that. I'm not saying that's working, but I'm just saying that's what I've seen. Next up, we have Marco asking for a face reveal. You know what? I never really bothered with like face reveal or face camming from the start because in my opinion, my face didn't really matter at all. It didn't really add to the entertainment value of my videos or streams and stuff like that. So I never bothered. But let's just say this. If I can get to 100,000 subscribers, yeah, 100,000, I'll do a face reveal. You have my word for it right here, right now. Mark it down. 1,000 subscribers. Oh, no, not 100. 100,000 subscribers. Face reveal. Really Mad says, have I ever been to an nice try. You almost got me, but a very... I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen it worded like that. I normally see it as E and then the number 10, but wording it with like that, Almost got me. Next up we have Tatiana, who asks, since a kid did you want to become a YouTuber, and what is your goal for YouTube, and will you ever give up? You hope I don't. Well, I'll say this. My first ever YouTube videos that I uploaded were on a different channel, and they were very well, they weren't shittily edited. I edited Call of Duty montages of myself in Windows Movie Maker back in like 2013, 2014. And the issue is that at the time it was a lot of effort because I didn't have a capture card for my Xbox 360, so what I would have to do is I would have to, in the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 or Black Ops 2, I would have to go into the theater mode and record 30-second clips in theater mode, you know, where you can cut through different POVs or free cam and stuff like that. I would then have to link my YouTube account to my Xbox Live account and then upload 30-second clips at a time from these rendered videos from the game itself. And that was very time consuming because the render time, the upload time, all that was a tedious thing. And then I would have to go onto YouTube itself, download each of those 30-second clips, then edit them up, and then have to re-upload them. It was so much effort for like a 5-minute video. And unfortunately, I just couldn't bother doing it. I didn't have a fancy capture card or anything. And I didn't really think to do PC gaming and PC recording stuff until now. So I do wish that I somehow found a way to keep on pushing back when I was younger. Like I said earlier, most people seem to have started when they were young in their teens, stuff like that. And technically I did, but I just stopped for laziness, I guess. My goal though is to just put out fun videos. Like I said, that's what my Call of Duty montages were at the start as well, all those years ago. They were just for fun, you know, to make me happy. And if somebody stumbles upon them, cool. They can see something cool maybe, or they can laugh at it or whatever. And I don't think I'll ever give up for this. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think I'm gonna like become the next big thing, but I do think that I'll keep on doing this because it's fun for me, and it's something that I enjoy, so it's something that I will keep on doing as long as I enjoy it, which I don't think will stop anytime soon. Next up we have TTV Met, who asks, what is my favorite game? This, I think, nostalgia is gonna come into play here maybe, but favorite game I would say is a game that I really enjoyed a lot to a point that I played it multiple times. And from that is, I think, going to be Final Fantasy VIII, and maybe close second is going to be Final Fantasy X. I know Final Fantasy VIII gets a lot of flack for it being a very weird Final Fantasy, but the fact that it was one of the first Final Fantasy games that I played that really like opened my eyes into the series, it played a big role in the type of games that I play and the things that I do today. It's one of the few games that I will regularly go back and replay, despite, you know, having finished the game completely, start to end. And Kirito, in the same vein, asks, what is my favorite film? And again, it's going to be a nostalgia factor playing in, but when I was younger, the computer room that I played in, it was sort of like a room very, very detached from the rest of the house, so very far away from like the rest of my family, just because it was like at the end of a long corridor. And so what I would do normally is when I was playing at the computer, there was also a TV in that room, and I would get scared because of there being not any like sound and stuff like that. So I would constantly have a movie on the side on the TV, just so there would be voices, so I can feel like there's company around me. And the film that I would use for that is putting the SpongeBob SquarePants movie on a loop, so that there was sounds to keep me company while I was alone in that room. Bephises asked, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, asked, where does my name come from, and also black chocolate or white chocolate? I'll go with the easy one first and say white chocolate is what I prefer. And as for my name, ooh, that's a fun story. Again, this is all just like feels like a trip down memory lane with talking about all my past. But my name, Shanaha or Shanaha, however you want to pronounce it, is actually a joint name. It is, part of it is from my actual real name, which is Shane. That's a raw drop right there for you there, a name reveal if you will. And a friend's in-game name. When I was a teenager, I played an MMO, and in that game, my character's name was just my name itself, like Shane. And one of my friends, who was in this guild with me, his name was Ganaha. And he and I played a lot together, like we would always duo together and do stuff together. And at one point, I wanted to make an alternate character, you know, a second character. And before I made that character, I asked in the guild chat, like, hey, what should I make this alternate character's name? You know, somebody give me a name, somebody give me something to use. Now, one of the girls in our clan, or guild rather, as a joke, said, oh, you should make it like the child between you and your friend Ganaha. Now that I think about it, back then, she essentially just made a shipping name for myself and my friend. And it said, oh, you should make it Shanaha, you know, Shane plus Ganaha. And me just, like I said, I was just looking for any name, not whatsoever. I didn't really think about it too much. I was like, oh, yep, sure, that's it. That's gonna be my name. And eventually, this alternate character, Shanaha, which was the joint name between me and my friend, ended up becoming my favorite character to play, my main, if you will. So the name just stuck. I do realize now that it is a bit weird that my name is now a shipping name between me and one of my old guild friends from an MMO that I used to play. But I didn't really know much better at the time, I guess. Next up, Pixel Power. Congrats, dude. Thank you, by the way. I'm subbed to you. Pixel Power, you are one of the 1,000 luckier ones to say that you were here first. And if you're watching this video right now and you aren't subbed, you too can be like Pixel Power. So don't forget to hit subscribe and all that nonsense. You wanted to ask what made you want to be a YouTuber? I'm still a small YouTuber, only was 70, but just curious. I think I kind of mentioned this earlier in the other question, but it was more of just, I wanted to make, well actually, I know why I first made those Call of Duty videos. I watched a lot of, what is his name now? KYR Speedy. I watched a lot of his Call of Duty videos of him playing, stuff like that. And, the funny moments with friends and stuff like that. And there was one point I remember when I was playing Call of Duty that I had, I would be playing with friends in an Xbox Live party chat. And it was one of my good friends that I was sort of like speaking out loud what I was doing, and I was just saying random nonsense. And he was cracking up at everything that I was doing. Like I was running around, I was also doing like the dumb stuff, like running around with knife only or running around with riot shield and stuff like that. And I would be taunting through voice chat to other people even though they can't hear me. And my friend that was in the party chat with me was like cracking up laughing. I was like, man, I can make people laugh. I mean, if I can make him laugh, surely maybe there's other people that could also enjoy this. And that's where why I started getting the motivation to make those YouTube videos back then. The thought that the things that I'm doing right now by myself in my own room, playing alone, can make somebody else laugh and smile, and entertain them. I thought, you know what, if I can do that to one guy, why not do it for many others? But Pixel Power, hopefully though, you also, starting only at 17 right now, hopefully you also get bigger. Next question is from Abnormal Abby. If there's one person you could be for a whole day, who would it be? Ooh, that's a tough question. I feel like everybody's gonna say like, the obvious answer is all one of the rich people in the world and stuff like that. I actually don't know. You know what? Here's my answer. It's gonna feel like a cop-out, but I wouldn't want to be anybody else, because if I do choose somebody that is like super rich or super famous or something like that, I will get FOMO, because I will realize that I will never be able to achieve that, and it will just pain me. It's gonna be like the thing where once you experience it, you will never forget it, and because of that, I will live my constant life in fear or in doubt, knowing that I can never experience that again. So I will say nobody. Mr. Meme asks, will I play Ace Attorney? Would I play Ace Attorney, rather? And I think, yeah, I would actually. I never really thought too much about Ace Attorney. I always just used to think that it was, just like a visual novel of just people talking back and forth. But I watched a few clips of the game, and I realized now just how wacky the writing and the stories can be. And so, after seeing that, I thought maybe, maybe it is worth a play. So maybe, who knows, maybe in the future I will play it. Silvercon asks, do I speak Spanish? And if that's true, amigo. I'm probably gonna butcher this, but sorry, no hables español. I deeply apologize for my horrible mispronunciations. Ultratran asks, is water wet? Ooh, the toughest question yet. I'm gonna say, yes, water is wet, because that is how it wets other things. Similar to how if something is hot, you can touch it and then you get hot, right? It's the transfer of heat, much like the transfer of wetness that water has. That is the factually correct answer. Don't ask anything else. Next up is Minecraft. What is it like hitting 1K for the first time? I'm not gonna lie. It's a similar thing as when I hit 100 subscribers. 1,000 is a lot of people. I equate this to like, the people that sit on the side of the road and they're the street performers essentially. Imagine having a street performer on the side, having 1,000 individual people come up to them and say, hey, I like what you're doing. Tell me more about you. Like, let me know when you're doing this again. 1,000 is a lot of people. Like, I don't think I can name 1,000 people that I've met in my entire life. And that's crazy. So it's very mind-boggling, to say the least. And last but not least, we have Tender Meat saying, favorite Q&A comment. Out of the ones that I've done today, I think some of my favorite ones are the ones that let me sort of indulge you guys in my past. So the questions about, where my name came from, my favorite game, favorite film, why I decided to start doing this. But I do think that my favorite question is probably the where did my name come from? Because that's a nice little bit of lore that I could explain to you guys. And also, it made me realize that my name is literally just a shipping name between me and an old friend of mine, which was quite the eye-opener. But hopefully though you enjoyed this Q&A for the 1000 subscribers, and once again I cannot thank each and every one of you enough for subscribing to me. If you subscribe from one of the shorts that I posted or from one of my actual videos, regardless, I thank you greatly. And hey, you know, like I said, 100,000 subscribers is when I'm going to do that face reveal, so if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe now. And like I said, you get to call yourself one of the early first. So thank you for putting up with me and listening to my questions and answers. I do have a couple of other videos that I plan on, well, I still have to record them, but I do have some other ideas that I want to do. But until next time, have a great day and bye-bye. Okay, I know this is where the video should end, right? Like you're looking, I just said goodbye and everything and all that stuff, but looking at the video, you can probably tell it's only about, what, 15 minutes in, even though there's plenty of time left over. Reason being, because like I said at the start of the video, in little subtitles, this is arguably one of my best runs in Super Mario 64, and I kind of want to show it off here. So what you're seeing right now is me, okay, well this is kind of weird now, me calling this my best run, and then cut straight into me failing this Mipps Clip here. But it's mainly about the very end of the run that I feel like is very clean. So here I grab Mipps, and this right here is, oh, maybe this is also a chance that I can explain what is happening in the speedrun a bit. But what you have to do here is you have to use this bunny rabbit and walk into this door over here. And obviously you can't take this rabbit outside of this room normally, but you can glitch your way through the door and then still pick him up, which I didn't do here because I failed it, but I get it in the second try, don't worry. Again, trust me, this is still one of my better runs somehow. But once you get out of this room with this bunny rabbit, you can do the exact same thing again on another door. And that door is very important because that is allowing you to get to the second Bowser stage. So you can see here, we line it up, and there we go. Now we are off to the second Bowser stage, but first, before we do that, we have to grab one little star here in the Dire Dock stage, the quintessential water level. And you know what? Just for this, I'm gonna shut up and let you enjoy the aquatic water music. Ignore me getting hit there.
Here we go!
And there we have it. That is the 16th star. That is every single star you need out of this entire game. All that is left now is to do the final two Bowser stages. First one here is Bowser in the Fire Sea, if I'm not mistaken. And this is arguably one of my worst Bowser sections to do because of mainly just this opening area here at the start. There is technically, later on in the stage, there are some platforms that go up and down, and they're on a cycle right here from the start already. And if you go really, really fast, you can get to those stairs at the exact time they're about to reach the height that you need to jump up to the next platform when they're at their highest. If you're any slower, you get stuck because you have to just wait for them to move them down. Clearly right here, I'm gonna miss the first cycle, essentially, so I'm not gonna get the fastest cycle, but it's still nice to try and get there ASAP. And you're gonna see here, I also bonk again, that's also not great. But because it's on a cycle, I do get lucky, and you can see here, these platforms are kind of close together, and they're slowly stretching outward. So by the time I get to the top, I will be at the top. So technically speaking, it's a second cycle. Even if I improve a little bit, it doesn't mean much because I would still have to wait for that cycle to get to the top. So this is a lot of room for improvement to make sure you can get that first cycle. I do take a cheeky little damage boost here on the side though. Now, I will say, one of the reasons why I did say that this is one of my best speedruns is mainly because of these Bowser stages. This, it's more specifically, it's the Bowser throws. The Bowser throws are so difficult to me because my brain cannot comprehend the simple logic of just releasing the button when they're lined up. Mainly because when you're spinning him around, you're rotating the analog stick. However, the analog stick and where Bowser is don't really like line up. Like for example, right there, you would think it's simple. Throw when Bowser is straight ahead of you. But my hand is currently like holding the analog stick in such a way that Bowser is down and to the left, but I have to just throw him now when he's up to the top, and my brain just can't create that disconnect between my finger and what I'm actually seeing, at least for now. Maybe it's just more practice. But of course, after this, another big thing is the thing that everybody knows and loves about Mario speedruns is the backwards long jump. So you quickly exit the course here to get back out to the lobby, and I will say, a little spoiler alert here, I was quite surprised at my backwards long jump here. I do know how to do it, it's just that it feels finicky at times. So when we get up here to the top, I will say when I was doing it now, I realized that I wasn't even putting in proper effort when I was doing this. I wasn't actually trying to do the rhythm, I wasn't trying to mash the button or anything. I was just brainlessly, mindlessly just tapping the button, not doing anything. You can see there, it is absolutely horrible first attempt at backwards long jumps. And you'll see the second time again, I do absolutely nothing. I get a little bit of there at the end, but again, it looks like I'm not even putting any effort in. And then I go, you know what? It's time. Let me actually like focus up. And I start getting a little bit. And I'm pretty sure this next one is where I get it. And just watch how clean it is. Maybe I did take a little bit longer than I thought. But yeah, like this backwards long jump and Bowser throws are where I save the most time. But there, right there, you see. Instantly, like the moment I touch the ground, all of a sudden it's just whoop. I think once I did that, I was like, oh, I got it now. I forgot how to do it, but I remembered how to do it again. You know, you just have to tap at that exact moment. And then because of that, I come up here. Fundamentally, this is no different, but look at that. The moment I touch the floor, instantly starts going at full speed. I could have saved probably like a full minute or something if I had not messed it up in the first couple of attempts there. But then of course there's just this third Bowser stage. Obviously a lot of time to make up here as well, but the time saves require some very dangerous movement. Like for example, you could have technically jumped from that little yellow ramp up all the way up here with the triple jump, but it is so insanely precise that risking a death is not worth it. Especially at my skill level, which is to say I'm too bad to have that matter. Otherwise, it's just simple running up here to the top of the tower. There is another skip that again is very precise. It is along the moving platform that you have to run along. And that obviously doesn't help either, me doing a simple little ground pound over there. But here, you have to wait for this thing to slowly move, but technically speaking, you can jump off of this platform, and off of these wooden blocks here, if you do a triple jump off of those, you can land on the platforms above you, which are like right at the end. But instead, I take it the slow way, and even there's another skip here where you can jump in that little like wedge there, but nope, I just take it the safe and normal way, and climb up this pole. And you can even see it here, you can see those platforms that are above those wooden blocks. Make it up to the top there and jump across. Very standard run. I will say, like, the main thing, which is kind of sad to think about now, but the main reason why this is one of my best runs is literally, it all comes down to that final Bowser 3-throw section. The amount of time I saved, or at least the amount of time it felt like I saved, because whenever I do normally do these speedruns, it feels like I spend a good 4 or 5 minutes on this final, not even this stage, just this Bowser throw section that we're about to enter right here. But I just somehow suddenly got really into it, I guess. Maybe the fact that I'm not doing this on stream made me a lot calmer or something, I don't know. You see here we grab him, and I find the bomb. And I always like to line it up so it's straight ahead of me. I don't know if it makes a difference, but I do feel like subconsciously throwing straight ahead is easier than throwing like to an angle or something like that. Again, you can see I'm always trying to line it up so it's as straightforward as possible. You like see there, that was a little bit to the right. It looked like it was gonna miss. We were quite lucky. And then here's the difficult one, because you have to throw him fast enough or hard enough to make sure that he like flies across. You can't have him like slowly fall across the floor. But we just happened to get it like that. Who would have thought? And I think this is I didn't time this, but I think this ends up being just over 25 minutes long, which is, For me at least, not that bad. Normally I only get like, what, 28 minutes, closing up to like 30 minutes. So 25 minutes is pretty respectable, in my opinion. But yeah, that was just me commentating the rest of this run because I thought that was a genuinely interesting and entertaining run, at least for me, for my skill level. And maybe, you know, if you were watching the first Q&A bit, maybe you did get interested in the speedrun, so I figured I'd maybe give you a little bit of a taste of what is actually going on, so you can appreciate a bit more. Yeah. Now for realsies, it's the end of the video. Thanks for watching.